this is Dee with Sonic Shocks. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, not bad, thank you. You're playing Forum in London tonight.
Yes.
How's the tour been going so far?
Oh, the tour's been amazing. The UK crowds are just, it seems like they're getting bigger and better, and just, I haven't seen this reaction or just a crowd like this in a really long time. I've been playing the UK, since MURDERDOLLS been on hiatus doing my own stuff, and it just kind of seemed like there was a period there for a while. Just UK audience were kind of getting bored with going to gigs, and I don't know, with this package and this tour, I don't know if it's just a revamp of the band, but just people are going crazy, and it's awesome. So this will be our third time playing this venue. We played it one time in 2002 where we headlined, and then we played the Metal Hammer Awards, and we were the headlining band that played here. And it was weird because I don't remember this place. I remember the shows, I remember that, but I don't remember the backstage. And I was walking around this place today, and I'm like, oh, this is when we got our award. We walked through this door right here, and we had to take pictures in this exact spot that I'm sitting at right now. And then it's just all memories just coming back just by walking up steps and stuff today. So
You see too many dead venues, probably.
I do. That's why sometimes it's like, the movie Spinal Tap is, they get lost backstage and stuff because venues over here. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been up and down the stairs just to get here today, and our dressing room's on the complete opposite side, and we're on the very top. So we kind of get exercise before the show like that.
Now, before we start talking about the album, how's Joey?
Joey's good.
You had some problems in Bordeaux.
Yeah. It was, it didn't start there. I mean, he said this has been an ongoing problem with him with his tinnitus for a while, and that day it was just a bad day. It was just, we were, not to mention on the fact we were all traveling through Europe. We'd all got sick, and we're kind of passing it around to each other, and like even during sound check that day, it was just, we were having problems with just, his ears were having problems, and then it happened the way it happened on stage, and it is what it is. I mean, he explained what it was. I mean, he explains it to me. It's like certain frequencies, and when it gets so overwhelming, it's like someone stabbing him in the ear with a knife, and you can't feel it coming on. It's just like sudden, and it's like, so it's a terrible thing he has to go through. And sometimes people don't understand that when you're on stage or something, and you've been touring for months and months and months, and that's just, sometimes your reaction may not be the best to throw a guitar or something like that, but it is what it is. It's rock and roll. So he's not the first person to throw a guitar on stage, so I'm sure he'll throw something else. It's part of rock and roll. I threw something last night, so it's all fun.
Actually, you should break them as well and set them on fire.
No one yelled at the Who for doing it.
Now, the album, Women and Children Last. Last time I spoke to you, it wasn't out yet.
Right.
You brought in some deeper topics compared to the old horror punk stuff. How did your fans and critics receive it?
It seems, I mean, unless I just sit and read the bad reviews, or no one sent me the bad reviews or whatever. I mean, the press on the record was, and the reviews were great, and it seemed to the audience as well. I didn't really know what to expect. Like, people go, well, aren't you nervous that your old fans won't be there? And I'm like, no, because I know a lot of them won't be, because they've been so many years apart. And those kids at the time, they were kids. We had fans that were 13, 14-year-olds, and that was kind of our thing. And then, so you flash forward 8 years later, there's a whole new group of people around and things like that. So I've been watching these audiences, and I ask fans, we'll play like a section of old songs, we'll play a section of new songs, and the reaction's almost the same, even probably more for the new stuff. So I think we're just playing to more of a newer audience, but it really helps when you have, I just think this is a really cool package tour, having the Black Veil Brides on board with this, bringing in a younger audience, and it's a cool thing. Those guys are, I kind of feel like they were like, kind of watching them and seeing their buzz coming up is almost like, like MURDERDOLLS in 2002 and 2003 here. There's a good buzz about them, and it's a cool thing. It's like, that's them, and then you see us, and it's like, it's a cool package, and everyone seems to be happy. There's not like a big mix of crowd. Like, we didn't bring in another band that was totally opposite of us, and so everyone gets along. It's all about fun. We don't play concerts to start a war. It's fun.
My Dark Place Alone, is that a personal experience?
Yeah, it was. I just kind of went back. That was the last song that we wrote for the record. It was just, kind of spur of the moment. Joey had the riff, and he played it, and I made up words for it, and it was just, it was kind of something I just wanted to actually get some things off my chest. You know, like the past 5, 6 years of my life have been quite a whirlwind, and I've been through a lot of things. I mean, personal to just everything, you know, business, everything. And I've been through the top and to the bottom and up and down. And it's just, you know, that's what that song's about. It was just kind of like I needed to vent about something, and that was my vent song. You know, and a lot of people react, you know, have related to that, and you'll see tonight at the show, people just that's when the cork pops off of the show when we play that. I watch it every night. It's like it pops immediately when we come out, but the extra kick in, you know, your second wind comes in on that.
Talking about letting things out.
Yes.
Now, being really honest with you, there are quite a few people in this world that would love to punch.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all do. And when I listen to something like Bored to Death, I feel like I did. So I think it's sort of therapy for me.
Yeah.
When you sing that on stage, is there anyone you think about just to get into it, or just everyone on top on the list all the time?
Oh, like a song like actually we don't even play that song live, Bored Till Death. Yeah, we haven't even put it into our set. You know, but for me, what I found myself doing a lot more, you know, as opposed to me a year ago or something like that, I used to go on tour and be like, oh, I'm going on tour, but I can also party every day and do this and do that. And I kind of started getting sidetracked off of why I'm here in the first place, which is to play shows. And so now you will 2 hours before the show, I'm starting to get dressed. I'm starting to get into character for this. I'm starting to mentally prepare for the show. And when I go on stage, I zone out. You know, like some of the guys in the band, they don't know what I'm doing half the time, and I zone, and I live those songs for the moment. And that's something I used to never do. I used to just go out and just go, all right, well, cool, I'm singing the word, blah blah blah, jumping around. But now I kind of get inside the songs a bit. So it's made me more animated on stage, and I think made me a better entertainer on stage. People are like, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? But I'm just kind of reacting to the songs, and so that's something new I'm doing, which is making it more fun for me.
So there's no one in particular on top of your list?
No. You know, the older I've gotten, I don't hold grudges. I've been trying to just be done with stuff. I'm in a good place in my life now, and even though I sing about some of that stuff, and that song was an old song during a time where I was very angry. So, but you know, whenever I do get pissed off at someone, we'll throw that in the set list, and their name is at the top of the list. I don't like to mention names, because then there's people, then you've given them what they wanted, their name mentioned. So I always say this goes out to you, and you know who you are.
Considering the results with this album and the tour, is Murderdolls going to be your full-time job now? You know,
with Joey and the way the guy functions and works when he does all these projects, I mean, he's been, you know, simultaneously doing Murderdolls and Rob Zombie for the full year, and now Slipknot's getting back, you know, doing their stuff this summer, and it's like, so right now, you know, after this tour, we go to Australia, and then we go to Japan, and then after that, I think it's time we start up with rehearsal for Slipknot. So I don't know if we're going to take a break for a while, for a year, or what. It's just kind of up in the air right now. I mean, we haven't said no. It's, you know, we're not going to do it, or we haven't said yes to when it's going to happen. It's just kind of we'll kind of just take it as it comes. And I think that's kind of what Murderdolls will probably end up being. It's going to be something that we just kind of visit when we need to vent about those things, because we find other areas to get our frustrations and things out and do other things. And Joey, you know, honestly, he's about the best drummer in the world, you know, and he's playing guitar. You know, it's like he's been doing that for a year, and I think that's why he likes to balance the both. But you know, once the Slipknot machine gets rolling again, I'm sure he'll be busy with that. And when we want to revisit it again, we'll do it. That could be next year. It could be 2 years, 3 years. I have no idea. But I'm not going to stop doing what I do. And so once we take a break, I'm sure I'll be out doing my stuff again, because I don't sit home. I can't take breaks. I don't like it. This is what I do. This is all I know how to do.
So there could hypothetically be another 7-8 years for the Murderdolls, but not for you, not for Joey.
I don't think it's going to be 7-8 years. We'll make it 9 years this time.
Okay.
No, it won't be that long. I mean, and the only reason it took that long before was we just all went on so many different paths at that point, you know, and just a million things have happened to us. You know, speaking of like The Dark Place Alone, we said the 5 years thing is like, that was so much stuff has happened in my life the past 5 years, in his life, and just, you know, we needed to do Murderdolls at that time to get some demons out. And you know, we've had a blast doing it. And you know, if it ends up at Japan for this record, then that's where it ends. And you know, we'll continue next time. I'm sure the fans will still be there. You know, we have some of the most dedicated fans, and they're just, we may not have the biggest fan base in the world, but the ones we have are just out of control and just the best.
Now, to be honest, I haven't checked your schedule for the next few months, but everyone in England is talking about what's happening this summer. Do you have any call for the festivals?
You know, we were going, I think it was, you know, originally mentioned last year we would end up doing it, but when the Slipknot stuff got announced, I think it definitely pulled the plug on that, because there's no way that, you know, I'm not speaking for Joey, I'm just speaking, I don't think it's possible for him to do Slipknot and Murderdolls at the same time. Him doing Rob Zombie is a little bit different, you know, the Slipknot stuff was just, it's Joey doing drum solos, you know, it's just his constant thing, and honestly, you know, the reason they're doing this is for Paul, and I think they should all be focused on that, you know, and that's my take on it, and I think that's what the way it's going to be. So we probably won't be doing any festivals, but we could end up doing one or two here or there. Who knows? I don't know. I just keep my phone near my bed at night. They can let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a big queue out here.
Yeah.
Coming in, really huge. So what do you want to tell your fans that are coming here tonight?
Oh, I just always say thank you. It blows my mind when I wake up and I look out and there's already lines of kids waiting, and they're like, oh, they've been here since like 6 in the morning, you know, and they're full costume, and it's just dedication, and that just, it makes me feel good to know that our music reaches people like that enough that they would be that dedicated to come here that long. And I just say thank you to our fans, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. You're the reason we're here. So thank you.
Okay. Anything else you would like to say?
No, I think I've said enough. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck for tonight.
Thank you.